Hello everyone, welcome to Students Point. This is 30th of April and today we will see 9 important questions. Each questions today is extremely important. So be attentive, be focused till the end in every sentence. Let's begin. First let us see question for the day. Answer this question in the comment section and on weekend, that is on Sunday, we will see how many of you were the most consistent in answering all the questions correctly. The question is World Day for Safety and Health at Work is observed on which day? These are the list of days. Read the options and then answer. Let's move ahead. To get PDF of all these videos, you have to join me on Telegram app by writing Students Point 2020 on your Telegram app. Without any space, just write Students Point 2020. You will be referred to the channel. Let's begin. The first question. Petersburg Climate Dialogue is hosted by. So Petersburg Climate Dialogue is hosted by Germany. Germany has been hosting this Petersburg Climate Dialogue since 2010. But this year, the first virtual climate dialogue has been organized. And this was the 11th session of Petersburg Climate Dialogue. And this virtual climate dialogue was jointly co-hosted by Germany and United Kingdom. Remember the country's name, Germany and United Kingdom. And Union Minister for Environment, who is Prakash Javadekar, represented India in this dialogue. And around 30 countries participated in this dialogue. This dialogue discussed about containment of COVID-19 and implementation of Paris Agreement. So let's see what is Paris Agreement. The question about Paris Agreement is the famous Paris Agreement was adopted in. So this Paris Agreement was adopted in 2015. This year is very important. You can't manage to forget this year. 2015 was the year in which this famous Paris deal was signed. So what was decided in Paris Agreement? See, all the parties to UNFCCC, that is United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, agreed to strive to limit rise in global warming to well below under 2 degrees Celsius. See, the target was set to limit the rise in global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius, and if possible then limit it to well below 1.5 degrees Celsius if possible. However, this seems very optimistic, so world is trying to limit at least below 2 degrees Celsius, and this 2 degrees Celsius should be over pre-industrial levels by 2100. So the time period for limiting the global warming well below 2 degrees Celsius, the base year for this is pre-industrial levels by 2100. So by the end of this century. And Paris Agreement requires each party, that is each country of this agreement who have signed it, to prepare, communicate and maintain their nationally determined contributions. So India on its part has declared its nationally determined contributions, which includes coverage of almost 33% of India's land into forest. So India is trying to increase its forest cover and the target has been set to 33%. And this Paris Agreement replaced the Kyoto Protocol. Again, the Kyoto Protocol is very important. Frequently, several examinations ask questions on Kyoto Protocol as well as Paris Agreement. So this Kyoto Protocol was adopted in Kyoto, which is a city in Japan, in 1997. Again, you can't forget this year, 1997 and 2005. 1997 was the year in which Kyoto Protocol was adopted, and this Kyoto Protocol entered into force in 2005. So now Kyoto Protocol has been expired and now Paris Agreement will be implemented. Okay, so now let's move ahead. Those who are taking weekly test are doing very good. So I'm very happy to announce that next test will be conducted from 1st of March till 9th of March, as I did not uploaded video on 10th of March because 10th of March was holiday because of Holi. So you have to prepare now for from 1st of March till 9th of March. You have 4 to 5 days till from Wednesday till Monday you can prepare for it. On Monday I will upload the test. So go to the March playlist and prepare for 1st March till 9th of March. It will help you to revise your past month's current affairs so that Before examinations, every month's current affairs will be prepared through this method. I will conduct a test on weekend and you have to continuously follow it so that things get easier for you. And those who are not following the test are doing a huge mistake. I will suggest them that please start taking this test. Many people are taking this and doing very good. They are improving their marks as well. So I will share that test at the end of the screen. Those who have not taken, take both this test score and tell your score in the comment section. Let's begin. The third question, consider the following statements about the Global Report on Internal Displacement 2020. See, this is very important. Be attentive here. The Global Report on Internal Displacement 2020. It is released by Internal Displacement Monitoring Center. This statement is correct. Remember this body, Internal Displacement Monitoring Center, releases this report. The report said that India witnessed highest internal migration in 2019, and that was over 5 million people, which means 50 lakh people migrated within India in 2019. So here both of these statements are correct. C is the right answer. And the report suggested that social economic vulnerability, hazard intensity and high population were the major reasons for displacement within the country. Next question now. Consider the following statements about US CIRF Annual Report 2020. US CIRF. Let's see the statements. It has downgraded India to the lowest ranking of countries of particular concern on religious freedom. This statement is correct. This report is released annually and the report of 2020 has downgraded India to category of countries of particular concerns as far as the religious freedom in the country is concerned. Next statement is, this is the first time since 2004 that India has been placed in this countries of particular concern category. So this statement is again correct. So here both of these statements are correct. C is the right answer. And USCIRF has placed India alongside China, North Korea, Saudi Arabia and Pakistan. And last year India was categorized as Tier 2, which was better than the present year's category. So think that India has been placed alongside China, which is not a democratic country at all, North Korea, Saudi Arabia and Pakistan. So all of these four countries are not democratic. So India has been placed under this category. And what are the reasons cited? The reasons are cited of Citizenship Amendment Act, NRC, that is National Register of Citizenship. Next question, US Commission on International Religious Freedom, USCIRF in short, is headquartered in, so this is headquartered in Washington DC. So here C is the right answer. Remember the city, Washington DC. And it is an independent bipartisan US federal government commission. It is dedicated to defend universal right to freedom of religion or belief abroad. And this act as advisory body to US Congress. Next question now. Which is the fourth largest military spender in 2019 as per SIPRI report? So it is Russia. The highest spender on military in 2019 was US, second highest China, third highest India, fourth highest is Russia and fifth highest was Saudi Arabia. And this was the previous day question. Next question now. Consider the following statements about Swamitva scheme. See, this scheme is in news frequently for several days, so you can definitely expect one question from it. See the statements. Swamitva scheme is a collaborative effort of Ministry of Panchayati Raj, State Panchayati Raj departments and State Revenue departments and Survey of India. This statement is correct. So remember, Ministry of Panchayati Raj, State Panchayati Raj departments and Survey of India. You can't forget this Survey of India. Next statement, it aims to provide an integrated property validation solution for rural India. This is also correct. See, in rural areas, there are very much confusion and disputes related to property rights. So it will help to validate all those property rights in rural India. So here both of these statements are correct. C is the right answer again. And the program is currently being implemented in 6 states, which are Haryana, Karnataka, MP, Maharashtra, UP and Uttarakhand. I repeat, Haryana, Karnataka, MP, Maharashtra, UP and Uttarakhand. It will help in streamlining planning and revenue collection in rural areas and ensuring clarity over property rights. Next question now, again this is very important. Consider the following statements about biological oxygen demand, in short called as BOD. See, BOD is the amount of dissolved oxygen needed by bacteria in decomposing the organic waste present in water. This statement is correct. Be focused on this word, that BOD is the amount of dissolved oxygen needed by bacteria in decomposing organic waste, not inorganic waste. So this only includes demand of oxygen which can be useful to decompose organic wastes only, not inorganic. And it is expressed in milligrams of oxygen per liter of water. This statement is also correct. So here again both of these statements are correct. So C is the right answer. So see here that with this denotes that with the increase in pollution level in water system, BOD will also increase. So whenever there is high BOD or biological oxygen demand is high, then it indicates that water body is more polluted. And when there is low oxygen or biological oxygen demand, then you can say that the water body is cleaner. There is also a concept called chemical oxygen demand. So chemical oxygen demand measures amount of oxygen required to oxidize not only organic waste but also inorganic compounds in the water sample. So COD, that is chemical oxygen demand, measures the amount of oxygen required for both organic as well as inorganic compounds decomposition. And why it was in news? Recently, Central Pollution Control Board, in short called as CPCB, said that pollution in Ganga has not reduced significantly during lockdown, as many videos are surfacing and saying that Ganga has been cleaner and much cleaner because of lockdown. But that is not the case, because BOD and COD has not reduced drastically. Only a marginal decrease has been noticed by CPCB. However, there was notable improvement in water quality as far as the pollution level of Yamuna is concerned. Next question now. Global Terrorism Index is released by, so this Global Terrorism Index is released by Institute for Economics and Peace. So here D is the right answer. Remember the body? The body might sound new. Institute for Economics and Peace. This Institute for Economics and Peace, in short called as IEP, is a global think tank headquartered in Sydney, which is in Australia. The index provides a comprehensive summary of key global trends and patterns in terrorism since 2000. And this index is based on 4 parameters. Let's see the 4 parameters. Number of terrorist incidents per year, number of fatalities caused by terrorists per year, then number of injuries caused by terrorists per year, then total property damage caused by terrorism per year. I repeat, incidents or terrorist incidents per year, fatalities, injuries and property damaged per year due to terrorism. And this Global Terrorism Index 2019 has ranked India as the 7th worst terrorism affected country, while the top 6 countries were Afghanistan, Iraq, Nigeria, Syria, Pakistan, Somalia. I repeat, Afghanistan, Iraq, Nigeria, Syria, Pakistan and Somalia. So you can't forget the first or top 3 countries and the rank of India. Remember, Afghanistan ranked first or the most affected country with terrorism, Iraq ranked second, Nigeria ranked third, while India ranked 7th. And this year Afghanistan has replaced Iraq. Iraq was previously the topmost affected country by terrorism. But since the defeat of ISIS in Iraq, Afghanistan has emerged as most affected, and Taliban has also been active these days in Afghanistan more aggressively. So India has been ranked ahead of conflict-ridden countries such as DRC, that is Democratic Republic of Congo, South Sudan, Sudan, Burkina Faso, Palestine, and Lebanon. That is why Niti Aayog has objected on this index and said that and questioned the parameters used by this index and the fundings which this organization, that is IEP, gets from, because India can't believe that it has been ranked below these countries, which is quite fair enough. India can't be below this South Sudan, Sudan, Burkina Faso, Palestine, Lebanon, because situation is much worse in these countries than India. And this index, why India is so much concerned about it? Because this index is directly used in Global Peace Index and Global Slavery Report. So degradation of ranking in this index means that India's ranking in these reports will also be severely affected, and this index include Global Peace Index, Global Slavery Reports. This will indirectly impact India's business atmosphere as well, which India cannot afford. This index or Global Tourism Index is indirectly used in World Economic Forum's travel and tourism competitiveness. So this will affect India's tourism sector, and this index is also used in Global Competitiveness Index. Again, India's competitiveness will be hampered, which again will impact the Indian economy. And Safe Cities Index, which is released by Economist Intelligence Unit, in short called as EIU, also uses this Global Tourism Index while considering the index for different cities. So degradation of ranking in this index will affect India's ranking in many other indexes. So India is very much concerned about it. Next question now. Which viceroy gave Raja Ravi Verma the Kasre-i-Hind Gold Medal? So it was Lord Curzon. Lord Curzon awarded Raja Ravi Verma, the famous Indian painter, with Kasre-i-Hind Gold Medal. And April 29th is celebrated as the birth anniversary of the most famous Indian painter Raja Ravi Verma, who lived between 1848 till 1906. So he lived during the revolt of 1857, and he is known to give Western classical representation of Hindu gods and goddesses. The credit goes to Raja Ravi Verma that he established god and photos of god and goddesses in each house of middle class people. He was patronized by Ilyam Thirunal, the next Maharaja of Travancore, and he began former trailing thereafter. Let's see some most famous works of Raja Ravi Verma. He painted Damayanti talking to Swan, Sakuntala looking for Dushyant, Nair lady adorning her hair, and Santanu and Matsya Gandha. Next, Government of Kerala has also instituted an award called as Raja Ravi Verma Puruskaram, which is awarded every year to people who show excellence in the field of art and culture. So share these videos with a friend, like the video if you find it useful, subscribe to the channel, answer the question in the comment section, and take this weekly test and wait for the upcoming video. Until then, stay at your home, stay safe. Thanks a lot.